So in this verse, Narada is instructing Vyasadeva, because Vyasadeva, after writing all the Vedas, he was still feeling a certain kind of a vacuum. He was still not very happy, he was still despondent, he was still discouraged. He did not know that what is that one point which will bring satisfaction in our lives. So when Vyasadeva was at that kind of a situation, Narada appears mystically and he started instructing him from the last few verses. So in this verse, so Narada is instructing Vyasadeva that Supreme Personality of Godhead is both the cosmos as well as aloof from it. So that means he is trying to say, now somebody hears this for the first time, he says, how is this contradiction that can be understood? So the Narada is telling, the Lord is the same as this creation, at the same time is different from the creation. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains this philosophy called as Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. Achintya means inconceivable, Bheda means difference, Abheda means non-difference, means similar, and Tattva, that is a philosophy. So Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva means simultaneously one and different. And Prabhupada gives two beautiful examples to make us understand that. Of course, in this also he gives one more example, third example. So the two examples Prabhupada gives to understand what Narada is explaining to Vyasa, that Lord is the creation at the same time different from creation, is to say that just like in the morning times, now when we say the sun has come, so when we say the sun has come, actually the sun has not come. The sunlight has come. But sunlight, is it the same as sun or is it different from sun? In both ways it can be interpreted, right? So if you say the sunlight is different from the sun, so because obviously if the sun comes closer, we will all be burnt. We all know that. It's a mass of fire. So, but when we say sun has come, it means the sun's energy has come, right? Everybody understands. अब सूरज आ गया तो हिंदी में we say, तो it means that sunlight has come. So in one sense हम sun and sunlight से ज़्यादा difference नहीं कर पा रहे. We don't generally talk that way. जैसे सूरज आया है, अब सूरज उगा नहीं है, so that's how we say. So in one sense sunlight is the same as sun. At the same time technically sunlight is not the same as sun. So this is called Achintya Bheda and Abheda Tattva. So similarly Prabhupada also gives an example, just like you go to an ocean and you take one drop of water from that ocean, okay? And you now ask a question, is this drop of water same as that of the ocean or not? So the answer depends on in what aspect are you comparing. तो यदि आप क्वांटिटी के हिसाब से कंपेयर कर रहे हैं तो ऑब्वियसली जो समुद्र जो है, सागर इतना बड़ा है, तो और एक बूंद जो है वो ऑब्वियसली इट इज़ नॉट द सेम. बट यदि आप केमिकल कॉम्पोजिशन इतना सारा पानी लेके आप टेस्ट करेंगे, जो व्हाट केमिकल कॉम्बिनेशन इज इट मेड ऑफ, and you take a drop of water and you test for the same chemical combination, so it is the same. It is two molecules of hydrogen, two molecules of oxygen combine together to make one molecule of water, right? So that is the same chemical composition. आप इतना पानी लेंगे, इतना लेंगे, एक बूंद लेंगे या पूरा समुंदर को टेस्ट करेंगे तो composition तो सेम ही है. तो उसी तरह जब हम बोलते हैं कि हम भगवान से अलग है या सेम है, द आंसर ये है कि हम अलग भी है और सेम भी है. तो साइमल्टेनियसली वन एंड डिफरेंट, भेदा और अभेदा. तो कैसे हम भगवान से सेम हैं? हम क्वालिटीज से सेम हैं. तो कैसे हम भगवान से अलग है, डिफरेंट है? क्वांटिटी से फ़र्क है. जैसे एक बूंद का और पूरा सागर का फ़र्क होता है. तो एंड हाउ क्वालिटेटिवली वी आर सेम. सी जस्ट लाइक, एंड ऑल्सो प्रभुपाद गिव्स एन एग्जाम्पल. जैसे आपने सब शर्ट पहना है, सो वाई आवर शर्ट इज स्टिच्ड विथ दीज टू आर्म्स लाइक दिस? क्योंकि हमारे बॉडी में टू आर्म्स है एंड आवर बॉडी इज डिजाइंड लाइक दिस. सो देयरफॉर shirt is also designed to fit our body, right? So similarly, Bible also says man is made in the image of God. तो भगवान जैसा है वैसा इंसान को भी बनाया है. So in that sense, qualitatively, we are the same with God. But quantitatively, we are not the same. So quantitatively, Bhagavatam says, He is Vibhu and we are Anu. So we are infinitesimal and He is infinite. So He is unlimited, we are limited. So at the same time, qualitatively we are parts and parcels of the Lord. Matlab, we belong to the Lord, but today because we have forgotten that relationship, we are different from the Lord. So that is what Narada is trying to teach Vyasadeva here. So and Prabhupada also gives an example here, just like the hands and legs. And in one more place, Prabhupada also gives the example of a screw. So just like there is a huge machine. So these days, so many high-end machines are there. Like recently, I was talking to a gentleman, so who mentioned to me that he is associated with a cancer hospital. And in that hospital, they are trying to get one machine for dialysis. And you know how much is the cost of the machine? 17 crores. 17 crore, ek machine. So I think he's getting there, the hospital is getting it from Germany or something like that. So now that huge machine, it comes with certain fittings. Software embedded is there, but hardware is also inevitable, right? So it needs certain, kind of a platform, etc., etc. So now, if that machine has to be secured, then you will have to do the nuts, bolts, different places, etc., etc. So each and every nut and bolt associated with the 17 crore machine is so important, right? Sometimes you go to, if you have seen some huge palaces and all, huge chandelier will be dangling. So, but they are all connected to some nuts and bolts, right? So they are riveted to the roof, top, something like that. So similarly, now here also, a nut and a screw value may be something like 50 paisa, 1 rupee. In 5 rupees you may get this many nuts and screws and bolts. But now if this 17 crore machine has to be secured, that same 1 रुपया का जो नट एंड स्क्रू है वो इतना इम्पॉर्टेंट हो जाता है कि नहीं? तो अभी वो 17 करोड़ का मशीन को आपको बंदोबस्त करना है. सो देन यू नीड दिस 1 rupee, 2 rupee things. So now these screws, when it is associated with that machine, it is so important. Means एक थोड़ा भी screw ढीला हो गया, then we will attend to it. Maintenance लोग हर regularly उसका करते रहेंगे. But suppose that screw becomes, assume that you personify that screw. Personify मतलब आप उसमें imaginary रूप से उसको जान डाल दीजिए और उस screw को लगेगा कि मैं इतना important हूँ तो आई विल गो आउट ऑफ द मशीन. तो अब मशीन के बाहर जाएंगे तो उसको उसी इज्जत मिलता है क्या? नहीं, उसके तरफ पे नहीं देखता. इट विल बी फॉलन ऑन द स्ट्रीट. सो नोबडी विल इवन केयर फॉर इट. तो उसी तरह प्रभुपाद इज मेंशनिंग दैट आवर जस्ट लाइक आवर हैंड्स एंड लेग्स. सो नाउ एज लॉन्ग एज दीज हैंड्स एंड लेग्स आर एसोसिएटेड विथ आवर बॉडी, हम इतना सारे चीज़ें कर सकते हैं हिज हैंड्स एंड लेग्स से. बट you would also have seen people who have met with some unfortunate accidents, right? So with those, when that accident happened, hands and legs are severed. तो अब hand एक बार कट हो गया, so is that of any value? तो उसके लिए 10 रुपया भी कोई नहीं देंगे. The same hand, the same finger. So recently I know a person who accidentally put the finger in a mixer. And this portion, it fully got cut. Now that finger is of no use, which is got cut. So as long as the body parts are associated with the body, they have certain importance. So but now when the body parts are not associated, so then there is no value at all for those body parts, right? So similarly, the Shastra says that as long as we are associated with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so we have value. जैसे ही हम भगवान से अलग हो जाएंगे तो हमारा कोई वैल्यू नहीं रहेगा. तो ऐसे ही एक बार एक पंडित जी जो था, तो उसने भगवान का मूर्ति को एक जगह से दूसरा जगह को शिफ्ट करना चाहता था. प्लीज़ पुट इट ऑन स्विवेल. इट्स ऑन स्विवेल. सो दैट टाइम he was taking the deity on the top of a donkey, right? So those days donkeys were used for transportation and movement from one place to another, kind of a thing. So when he was transporting, so when the donkey was carrying the deity murti on the top, and they were moving, lot of villagers used to offer obeisances, pranam karte the. So the donkey did not realize that the Lord is sitting on my head, because for the donkey it is just one load. मूर्ति हो या धोबी का जो एक कपड़े हो, तो उसके लिए तो फ़र्क नहीं पड़े, तो कुछ लोड आया है मेरे ऊपर. So but all of a sudden it started seeing that people have started offering obeisances, namaskarams to it. So it started feeling very proud, right? So at one point the donkey became so proud that it rejected, it started hesitating to carry the load anymore. So he was trying to run away from the master. So at one point when the donkey was not cooperating, the master let the donkey go. So now the donkey passed through the same villages again, because it came under that kind of a bhav. So it got used to that bhav. So now when it is passing, nobody is even looking at it. कोई भी उसके तरफ देख भी नहीं रहे. And it started going near, people are beating it. And they are driving it away. So the donkey did not realize that it was getting its respect because of associating with the Lord. As long as the donkey was carrying the Lord, deity, so then it was getting the respect. So similarly, Shastra says that as long as we are associated with the Lord, we are situated properly. So whatever we get in this world, it's all because of the Lord's mercy. So but the moment we are detached with the Lord, then we will also be disconnected from the blessings of the Lord. So there are people who are atheists, who don't believe in the existence of the Lord. So they are also living, no? So one may ask this question. Yeah, the Lord is so merciful that just like a merciful father, so he, although the son, the rebellious son, will go away from the home, but the father will not want him to struggle. Father will still wish good for the son. So similarly, the Lord expands himself as Paramatma, and he sits in each one of our hearts. So for the atheist to say that I do not believe in God, for even saying that the Lord has to give the energy, क्योंकि कई लोग जो है बात नहीं कर सकते हैं, तो कई लोग जो है पैरालाइज्ड है. तो यदि बोलने का शक्ति हम सब में अपने आप है, तो वो लोग क्यों बोल नहीं पा रहे? वो इसीलिए बोल नहीं पा रहे कि उनको शक्ति दिया गया नहीं है. So for an atheist to even say that I don't believe in God, it is the Lord who is giving him the strength. Without Lord sitting in our heart and giving the strength, Paramatma, we will not be able to do anything. So all the experiences of sukha and dukkha, pleasure and pain that we are experiencing, it's only because the Atma and Paramatma are seated next to each other in our heart. That is we and the Lord. So now when you see we all, even a small prick happens, accidentally something sharp object touches, so blood will come and we will scream out of pain, right? Something happens, even when there is a needle prick injection, so we feel the pain, so we scream, etc. Now why is that when a dead body is being burnt, nobody is shouting out of the dead body? Because because Atma has left the body. So as long as the Atma is within the body, we experience the pain and pleasure. So once the soul leaves the body, then there is no pain, no pleasure. The body is only an inert matter. So, but this inert matter body can be put to good use as much as a 1 rupee screw can be put to good use. When this body is used in the service of the Lord, then at that time, this body will get the same importance and value as much as that 1 rupee screw gets when it gets associated with a 17 crore machine. So that should be our effort, to associate ourselves in the service of the Lord. And Bhagavatam gives many examples of how, if we do not use that, our assets, our intelligence, our efforts, our abilities in the service of the Lord, what use is of all these things? So there is one shloka in 2nd canto, 3rd chapter, 21st verse. So Bhagavatam, it is saying, the upper portion of the body, though crowned with a silk turban, is only a heavy burden if the head cannot be bowed before the personality of Godhead who can award mukti. हमने पूरा सिल्क का टर्बन पहना हुआ है, पगड़ी और a crown. In one more place, Prabhupada says crown. So the king is there, he is wearing a huge crown, heavy, costliest crown with all bedecked jewels. But if your head cannot bow in front of the Lord, what use is that crown of? वो सिल्क टर्बन की क्या यूज हुई? And the hands, though decorated with glittering bangles, very costly bangles, are like those of a dead man if not engaged in the service of the personality of God. वो जो हाथ है यदि भगवान की सेवा में नहीं लगते हैं, वो जो लाश की जैसे है. तो बहुत स्ट्रांगली बोल रहे भागवतम. And then the next verse it says, the eyes which do not look at the symbolic representation of Godhead Vishnu are like those printed on the plumes of a peacock. मतलब जो पीकॉक की आप वो फेदर्स में देखते हैं तो आंखें जैसे होता है, लेकिन वो देख सकता है, वो आंखें जैसे है तो लेकिन वो देख नहीं सकता है. तो भागवतम इज टेलिंग, यदि हमारे आंखें, हम भगवान के मूर्ति की सुंदरता, भगवान की गुणगान नहीं करते, भगवान की सुंदरता नहीं आस्वादन करते इस आंखों से, सो देन वो आंख, वो जो मोर की पंखे पर है उस तरह का आंखें है, तो जो कोई काम का नहीं है. एंड द लेग्स विच डू नॉट मूव टू द होली प्लेसेस आर कंसिडर्ड लाइक टू बी लाइक ट्री ट्रंक्स. यदि वी डोंट यूज अवर लेग्स टू ट्रैवल टू द प्लेसेस ऑफ लॉर्ड्स लीलास, देन इट इज लाइक पेड़ का ट्रंक को क्या बोलते हैं? ट्री ट्रंक्स. हाँ, वो तो पेड़ जैसे है, तो मतलब एक जगह खड़ी रहती है पेड़, तो क्या फ़र्क, क्या यूज़ हुआ? आपके पास लेग्स है. सो दिस इज़ व्हाट वी विल हैव टू रियलाइज, दैट ऑल ऑफ अस, when we say we have to do service to the Lord, many times people say, यदि मेरे पास इतना धन राशि होता है तो मैं सेवा करूँ. यदि मेरे पास if I were young, I will definitely come and serve. But you were also young at one point in time, right? So we always put conditions that suppose I don't have this bank loan, then I will do service more, then I will contribute. So suppose if I don't have this disease, then I will come to temple regularly. So, but what Shastra is telling is, with whatever you have, you serve the Lord. तो आपको कुछ और पाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. ऐसे नहीं कि आपको PhD बन के ही भगवान की सेवा करना है. तो हम यदि अनपढ़ है तो फिर भी भगवान का सेवा कर सकते हैं. Who said that only educated people can do service? No. Say suppose you are not well to do, still you can do service, still you can do donation. Has anybody told that 1 rupee donation is not considered donation? No. That is also donation. So finally what matters is in what bhava we offer the seva. Whether it be donation, whether it's physical service, whether it's intellectual service, kya bhav hai. So in the Mahabharata you see that Satyabhama offers her entire wealth to match the weight of Krishna. But she could not move Krishna even by an inch. But Rukmini Devi offers a leaf of Tulsi with devotion. So then Krishna moves. So Krishna is not wanting us to ये करो ये करो ये करो ये करो इसके बाद आप मेरा सेवा में लगो. No, with whatever we have to start serving the Lord. So and if we realize that if we do not engage all our attributes, be it intelligence, wealth, efforts, strength, so then if we do not use all of these in the service of the Lord, then they are all useless. Just like all these examples. The classic example in the history that we get to see is that of Alexander. You all know that he conquered practically the whole of world. That's why he's called Alexander the Great. So there was no rival who could stand in front of Alexander. He was so powerful. But in the end, when he had a desire that he wanted to meet his mother before his death, because his health started worsening and he wanted to meet his mother before the death. So he tried returning as early as possible, but in between itself his health further deteriorated and he realized that he is not going to reach his mother before dying. So now he had 3 strange wishes that he told his ministers. He said, my first wish is that my coffin, my body should be carried by the 4 expert physicians of this world. And the second wish is all the money that I have accumulated, gold, jewelry, diamonds. Those days there were no currency notes. So all the wealth was in terms of land, jewelry and cows. That was the real wealth of the people. So all that whatever I have collected, the rubies, gold, diamonds, everything, those jewelry should be strewn on the streets. मतलब सड़क पर फेंक देना है. From the point where I die till the graveyard. तो जो लेकर जाएंगे मेरे बॉडी को, तो behind my body you have to throw all these valuables. And the third wish is I want both my hands dangling out of my coffin like this. So the ministers were quite surprised about these strange wishes of Alexander. So they all asked Alexander, can you please explain? We will definitely get this done. Your last wish, your wish is our command. But can you please explain why such strange wishes? So then Alexander says that I want my coffin, my body to be carried by 4 best physicians because I want the world to know that even though you have the best of the physicians' support, they cannot save you when the death comes. Nobody can save us. And the second wish of discarding all the valuables is that these valuables are not coming to my help to extend my life even by a few moments. I want to extend my life to an extent not unlimitedly. I am not greedy, I am not demoniac. I only want to meet my mother. तो कुछ पल के लिए मुझे चाहिए जिंदगी. But all of these assets, whatever I have accumulated, is not able to extend a few moments of my life. And the third, I want both my hands dangling out, extending out of the coffin, to say that I came empty-handed and I am returning empty-handed. So, from this historical example, now this is not an speculation, this is not a concoction, this story is a reality. You can find this in the history. So we have to learn from others' lives. This is called intelligence. But expecting that we also should live that same thing and then experience is a low class intelligence. High class intelligence means you don't have to do all the mistakes of the world and then learn. You should learn from others' mistakes also. So history has recorded this for our benefit. But today also we see people running out of behind wealth for the whole life. For what? We can't even take one pin to the next life. No doubt money is important. No doubt wealth has to be there for you to live. But that cannot be all in all. Is that what Shastra is saying? Shastra is never telling don't earn money. Money you need, no. For now you have to come to a temple, you have to come in a two-wheeler, you have to come by bus, you have to pay money. So money is definitely required for sustenance, for subsistence. But that cannot be the all-in-all goal of life. That we don't even have time for doing basic spirituality. So that is what Bhagavatam is telling here. And there is also one more interesting recollection by Arjuna in the Mahabharata, that it is also connected to the same context. In the first canto, 15th chapter, Arjuna is telling, I have the very same Gandiva bow, the same arrows, the same chariot drawn by the same horses, and I use them as the same Arjuna, to whom all the kings offered their due respects. Arjuna is now recollecting. This recollection is after Mahabharata war. So now what Arjuna is telling, that whatever Gandiva bow he had used in the battle of Kurukshetra, I have the very same, abhi bhi mere paas wahi hai, Gandiva, theek hai? Wahi same baan hai, arrows, which I used to defeat the Kauravas, all Atirata Maharathas like the, Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra, Bhishma, Karna. So all these great Atirata Maharathas, so I fought with the same Gandiva and same arrows. I still have the same chariot which was used. I am still the same Arjuna. Main to wahi Arjun hu. So to whom all the kings of the whole world offered respects. Because I was so powerful after defeating the entire Kauravas. But in the absence of Lord Krishna, because now he is now recollecting this at a time after Krishna has disappeared. So where did Krishna disappear from? From a place near Somnath. So Balkya Tirth. So from there Krishna lives to the eternal abode. So now Arjuna is telling, but in the absence of Lord Krishna, all of them, my Gandiva, my bow, my chariot, my horses, my ability, my strength, the courage, the fear that people had towards me, all of them have disappeared at a moment's notice, have become null and void. वो कोई काम का नहीं. It is exactly like offering, so Arjuna is giving 3 examples. It is exactly like offering clarified butter into ashes. मतलब जो आग है वो बुझ गया है. The fire has been put off already. पूरा ash है. आप उसमें घी डालेंगे तो कोई फ़ायदा है? जब हवन होता है, फायर है, तब आप घी डालेंगे तो और प्रज्वलित होगा आग. तो अब पूरा फायर ऑफ हो गया है, तो उसके ऊपर आप घी डाल रहे, तो कोई फ़र्क, कोई यूज़ है उसका नहीं है. तो उसी तरह जैसे accumulating money with a magic wand. So just like कोई magicians मैजिक शो में आप देखते हैं तो वो आपको 1 रुपया देते हैं तो और वो कहीं और से गायब हो जाता है. तो और दूसरा मैजिक करते 1 रुपया या एक नोट रखते हैं 500 रुपया की, और इसे करते हैं और दूसरा 500 नोट आ जाता है. तो वो सच्ची में डबल कर रहे हैं क्या पैसा? यदि होता तो वो मैजिक शो करता है? यदि उसको पैसा डबल करने की आर्ट पता है तो वो मैजिक शो क्यों करेगा? सो अर्जुना इज टेलिंग all these assets are useless, similar to offering ghee to ashes, accumulating money which is earned by a magic wand. तो मतलब मैजिक से जो पैसा कमाते हैं वो पैसा कोई काम का नहीं, मतलब that is already there, it is not exactly or producing money, it will disappear, it is in reality it does not exist, it is your own money. Or sowing seeds in a barren land, मतलब जो बंजर भूमि है तो वहाँ कुछ क्रॉप्स बाहर नहीं आ सकता है, ग्रो नहीं हो सकता है, आप वहाँ जाके सीड्स डालो और पानी डालो, कोई काम रहेगा? नो यूज़. सो अर्जुना इज गिविंग दीज 3 एग्जाम्पल्स दैट जस्ट लाइक offering ghee to ashes is of no use, just like there is no use of the money creation which was money that was created using a magic wand. Similarly, there is no use, just like there is no use in sowing seeds on a barren land. Similarly, there is no use of all of my abilities without Krishna. So nicely Arjuna is giving this explanation. So why is Arjuna telling like this? Why is Bhagavatam telling that if you don't use all these things for the Lord's service, it is wrong? So why are they making such strong statements? That is because, see, just like if you are aware of the tax laws of the country, if suppose you are earning money, you are supposed to pay certain amount as a income tax. So like that there are so many other taxes, of course. So there is GST, goods and service tax. So there is property tax. So there is cess. So like that so many taxes are levied by the government because they provide you with certain facilities. Say for example road tax. So the roads and highways are made. There is toll tax because the government has spent money to create that infrastructure, right? So now there is a department in the government called as Enforcement Directorate, right? ED. So what do they deal with? They deal with cases of tax evasion. So if at all there are some individuals or firms who are trying to evade tax, not pay the tax that was supposedly to be paid to the government, so then they go behind such defaulters and they arrest them and put them behind the bars, because to evade tax is a crime. If you are supposed to pay this much, if you are suppose earning 1 crore rupees, you are supposed to pay certain amount to the government as tax. Now if we are trying to bypass the law, surpass the law, then we will be punished by the government. Now similarly, we have to think that we have taken so many things for granted from the Lord, and we feel it is given by so many other people. Like for example, sunlight. Which government is providing sunlight? X political party, Y political party. Anybody is responsible for giving sunlight? No. Without sun, our life will not exist. Right? The crops will not grow. If crops don't grow, we can't eat food. So moonlight, it nourishes the entire humanity. Our fruits, vegetables become succulent because of moonlight. The vegetation grows because of moonlight. Air, water, all these things are provided by the Supreme Lord. Just see, one small coronavirus came 5 years ago. All the big shots, VVIPs, they were behind what recommendation? Lobbying, not for seat in the assembly election or parliament election, not for some board member position of in some company, not for any other contract. They were all lobbying for getting oxygen bed. They want a bed in a hospital which comes with oxygen supply. Just see, हम इतना सारे बात करते हैं. No problem in going digital, no problem in going technology advancement, absolutely no issues, as long as we understand these basic concepts. But if we don't understand, then the Shastra is telling we will be punished. As much as a person who is earning money but will not pay tax to the government is called a thief, because he is evading tax, which is the rightful ownership of the government for providing you with XYZ facilities. Now similarly, all these facilities are provided to us by the Lord. Sunlight, moonlight, air, water, strength, intelligence. Who is giving us the strength and the intelligence? The Lord is empowering us. Now when we are taking all this and we are not ready to give back to the Lord, are we not called thieves? That's why Bhagavad Gita 3rd chapter Krishna says, Stena eva isaha. Stena eva isaha. Those who do not perform yajna. Yajna means not literal fire sacrifice. Yajna means those who do not offer their abilities and talents to Krishna, they are called stena. They are called thief, because we have taken all these abilities from the Lord and we are not giving it back to Him. So this happens because we get intoxicated with so many things. We get intoxicated with the material glare of this world. Somebody will get enamored by the wealth, somebody by the power, somebody by the fame, somebody by the position. We go behind all these things in an intoxicated state. But this is the reality. All these facilities are given by the Lord. So who can deny that Swamiji आप जो बोल रहे philosophy में मानता नहीं हूँ? कोई नहीं बोल सकते. So in that intoxicated state, we take wrong decisions that will bring an end to our life. Just like there is a story of a intoxicated dung beetle. So dung beetle को क्या कहते हैं हिंदी में? एक छोटा सा मक्खी समझ के चलिए, ठीक है, छोटा सा फ्लाई, डंग बीटल. तो वो जो इस तरह का मक्खी है जो वो डंग हॉर्स टूल के ऊपर जो बैठता है, उस तरह का एक मक्खी है. ओके, इट्स अ फॉर्म ऑफ ए फ्लाई, डंग बीटल. सो इट इज़ सेड दैट वंस, एंड दीज डंग बीटल्स, ये जो फ्लाई है ये तो हॉर्स की स्टूल से बहुत अट्रैक्टेड रहते, उस स्मेल से. एक बार ऐसे हो रहा था जब हॉर्स, व्हेन ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल, ट्रैवलर्स हैड कम टू वन प्लेस, सो द हॉर्सेस वेर स्ट्रैंडेड देयर फॉर फ्यू डेज. So and they were touring around and all that, so they were also nicely feeding the horse. So before they left in those horses, the horses left the horse dung, right? So horse dung डालते हुए horse चले गए. तो अब जैसे ही horse left the stool, so this dung beetle got attracted to smell of that stool and it came and climbed over. वो इतना तो इतना इससे थोड़ा और कम इतना रहता है हाइट, तो उसको अट्रैक्ट हो गया. वो इतना ही छोटा रहता है ना, डंग बीटल ऐसे ऐसे छोटे आया, एंड इट गॉट वेरी मच इंटॉक्सिकेटेड, अट्रैक्टेड बाय द स्मेल, एंड एज सून एज इट केम ही सॉ सो मच ऑफ हॉर्स डंग. तो उसको बहुत आनंद आ रहा है, तो फीस्ट हो गया मेरे लिए. तो देन इट ट्राइड क्लाइंबिंग दैट, एंड वंस इट स्टार्टेड क्लाइंबिंग एंड अप्रोच द टॉप ऑफ द डंग, इट फेल्ट अकम्प्लिश्ड एज इफ इट हैज़ क्लाइंब द हिमालयास. तो मैं अभी ऊपर चढ़ गया. And then at that time there was also some wine drops spilled over by those travelers who had done the party. So while it was crawling, it also happened to sip those drops of wine. it further got intoxicated, right? In that state of intoxication, when it reached the top of a dung, it felt, मैं अभी हासिल कर दिया जीवन का जो ध्येय, इतना सारा डंग है, मैं अभी किसी का सामना कर सकता हूँ. So now within a short moment of that, one elephant was coming towards that way. ठीक है? So when elephant was coming towards the horse, and elephants dislike the smell of a horse dung. As much as the dung beetle is attracted to horse dung, elephants are disattracted. They generally go away from the horse dung. So as the elephant was coming closer to the horse dung, so when it smelled that there is horse dung here, the elephant felt that I should not cross because bahut sara tha waise. So it wanted to change its path. So it stopped and turned back and started walking back because it didn't want to go through that place. It doesn't like that smell. Okay. So then what? But what this intoxicated dung beetle felt, that हाथी तो आ रहा था, अब मैं इतना पावरफुल हो चुका हूँ अभी कि ये मेरे से डर रही है और इसीलिए अपना रास्ता बदल दिया. So then the dung beetle will call loudly, hey, why are you afraid of me? Come, मेरा सामना करो, fight with me. So then elephant comes closer when it hears that dung beetle's challenge. It says, why should I fight with this little thing? So let me drop my stool. So elephant stood positioned over that dung and it dropped the stool. Elephant stool. Jab elephant stool falls on that little dung beetle, what happened? Died. So वैसे ही, exactly like the dung beetle, our current population today has become intoxicated by the technological advancement, by the interplanetary travel. They feel today we can achieve anything and very soon we are going to find a cure for death also. So this is not being told from last few centuries by scientists. In many yugas, many kalpas, many people wanted to become deathless, as much as Ravana wanted, as much as Hiranyakashipu wanted. So to become deathless is called demoniac thinking. वो कभी पॉसिबल नहीं होगा because this is the design of this world. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, birth, death, old age and disease. This is designed by the designer that way. We cannot change it. So, but today, the technological advancement is making us intoxicated as much as the dung beetle got intoxicated with that wine. As much as the dung beetle felt so much proud of climbing a dung, we are finding so much proud in going to one planet and finding some water there. So, but in this intoxication, when the dung beetle challenges the elephant, similarly, the atheists today are challenging the existence of God. Who are you? Where are you? If you are present, show me. Come before me. Out of intoxication. Suddenly, the God will not have to come and prove. Just like the elephant dropped its dung. So God sent one coronavirus. छोटा सा. तो हम सब अपने घुटने पे आ गए. So what is the use of your advancement? Now many people wanted to take care of their families. What happened to them? There were many fathers and mothers who wanted to take care of their children. Coronavirus took them away. They died. Many children wanted to take care of the parents. What happened? So, while we are in this world, while we execute our responsibilities, while we do our duties, we should not get intoxicated by that. We should not get intoxicated by all the material advancement and challenge the existence of God. तो एक टोर्नेडो आएगा, एक फ्लड आएगा, everything will be wiped out. So we have to become intelligent, and like Bhagavatam is telling, we have to use our abilities, our time, our energy, our money in the service of the Lord. Whatever abilities we have got, that is the real utilization of the human form of life. If we don't do that, then we are like a broken hand or a screw that has fallen out of a machine. We are of no value if we do not practice devotional service to the Lord. We'll end here. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki.